Welcome to the post-match press conference of the AFC Champions League Elite match between Melbourne City FC and Johor Darul Tazim. We're joined by head coach Aurelio Vidmar and player of the match Mathew Leckie. Aurelio, moving up into second spot now, I believe, in the Champions League group. Great result and great way to bounce back after Friday's result in the league.
Yeah, really proud of one, the result, but also the effort that the players put in tonight. We had to bounce back in a big way after Friday night, and they certainly did that. It was not an easy game for us. They're a very good side, and they pushed us all the way, and we just found a way to hang in there, and I think it's important. We started off the game very well, scored early. Probably should have had a second one when Maxi missed from close range with a header. And then we sort of lost our way. As I said, they started to find a little bit of momentum where they kept the ball for longer periods than we did. And then we did that a little bit more in the second half, especially the last 10 or 15 minutes. But we try to make some changes to keep the energy up, especially in midfield. We're quite short and quite light in the midfield at the moment. So we were, making a mix salad in there for that last part of that second half. But we did well, so really pleased. So fantastic for what we've done so far in the Champions League.
And Patrick, for you as well, impressive performance. I think you've strung a couple together in the league and in the Champions League as well, and rewarded with the Socceroos call-up. How's it been to be able to continue that on and prove to everyone, I suppose, it's not a one-off? And
yeah, it's obviously it's great. I think when individually or as a team, you've got momentum. You want to, keep playing and performing. The last couple of weeks or month has been great. Of course, getting man of the match performances, but it's the 3 points that matters. And like Vinny said, they were a really good team tonight, and we versed a really strong team. But we've strung together as our group of players, and we've found results, and that's we've found togetherness in this team, and there's clear instructions from the coaching staff, from Vinny, about how we want to play and how we want to perform on the pitch with and without the ball, and I think we're doing that very well at the moment.
Vinny, can we just get some words from you on the performance of the Man City next year tonight?
It's terrible, wasn't it? We know the quality that Patrick has. He's still young in his journey as a goalkeeper, but he knows how to make saves. He makes saves at important moments for us, and that's what you need. We defend very strongly as a group, but at some stage the ball's going to get past that final line, and that's why you need a quality goalkeeper. And Patrick's been that for us last season, and he's continued that already this season, and we've seen his last couple of performances have been magnificent, and that's obviously helped the team. He has absolutely the right to have been selected for the national team and had the opportunity to make his debut, so he's obviously very pleased about that, and so are we here at the club. He deserves it, but as fantastic as his performance was tonight, tomorrow day off, Thursday back into work. We've got a game in a couple of days' time, and that's the reality. That's the reality. We got to back up pretty quickly, and it was a pretty tough day Sunday when we came back from Adelaide. We had a really nice feeling in the training session yesterday, and now we've got to try to keep this momentum going forward.
Because you talked about bouncing back from the Adelaide defeat, and I mean, this one we had the chances. You had a chance on goal before JDT even touched the ball tonight. Was that starting quickly a real emphasis of your pre-game messaging?
We try to do that all the time. We focus on our first 6 or 10 minutes. It needs to be a strong start. If you can score inside the first 6-10 minutes, it's always a bonus. And we've done that this season already, and we did that again tonight, so that obviously helps. Now, we could have been a lot cleaner with the ball, especially when we're under pressure, but there's still quite a few guys there who are not experienced and still gaining a lot more rhythm and a lot more game experience, so As I said, I'm so wrapped for them because you need a certain mentality, you need a certain mental strength to bounce back after a defeat, and we were able to do that.
Patrick, as you touched on, it's been a huge month for you. Man of the match performances in the ACL, A-League, going over the Socceroos, man of the match for the Socceroos against Venezuela. Do you feel like this is one of those months where you've done as much development as it would normally take 12 to do, the amount of stuff you've been able to pack into it?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but I think I put it down to all the work before these matches, during the week of training, that no one sees, that goes with the rest of the team. It's these moments that you see in games is a combination of so many repetitions and actions in training that I do every single day with the goalkeeping coach or with the team when I'm going with the team. And like I said before, of course, when you're in, I guess, good form as a whole group, you want to keep playing games, you want to keep taking other teams on, and there's full belief in this group. But like I said, it gives me a lot of positives to take on into every next game with performances like tonight and previously. But again, I put it down to all the work in training that I do with the other keepers and the keeper coach every day.
Viddy, last season it took 9 points to get to the knockout stage in this competition. You're now there about 9 points. So if you're not there, you pretty much will be expected to be there by the
9 or was it 7 last year?
7. Well, they're thereabouts. You're on 9 now, so they're thereabouts. I mean, obviously, once you make the knockouts, obviously the competition picks up. The A-League is starting to really get into driven as well. So obviously, it's going to be a pretty tough period of time coming into the next couple of months. Do you think?
Yeah, it is. I think it was 7 points last year. Now we have 9, but I think this year's the group is much tighter than it was last year. Important. Well, I think we spoke about that yesterday. How important this game was tonight, and great that we won. And all that's given us is an opportunity to get ourselves into the next round. I know there's still 2 games to go. We've got to travel to 3 games to go. We've got to travel to Seoul. We've got to travel to Ulsan. 2 very, very difficult places to go to, and then obviously trying to back up. That's never easy. I think some real positive signs for us that we're slowly starting to get some players back. Saw Mathew tonight come on, scored a great goal. Andy again is getting more rhythm. Andy Naboo. Sammy was back on the bench tonight and should be available for this weekend's game. Elba's not far away and Nate's not far away, so probably the following week. So that's going to be a real positive for us.
Does the fact that you end the group stages with 3 games against Korean sides in particular, does that help your preparation, that you're not preparing for sides from the length and breadth of the continent? They're just sort of 3 Korean sides that will have their own intricacies when they play that Korean style?
To be honest, I haven't had a close look at them yet, sort of a little while away, but it's no different to preparing for the Japanese teams. Most of them play similar with some different tactics and some different phases of their play, and they're all very, very physical and direct. So we had to try to get used to that. So I haven't had a real close look at Seoul or Ulsan yet. In time we will. So we'll have to prepare like we have for every single game. And sometimes the difficulty is that you don't get a week to prepare. Like we prepared with 1 day, 1 training session. And that's most of the time when we've got the backup games, A-League into Champions League. The boys are seeing footage generally day before the game. So, but the great thing is that they're prepared to take on the information and support it. They're all very, very coachable and try to apply the things that we're trying to teach and prep for the game. So, and they need a lot of credit for that because it's not easy. But also, even tonight when they made some changes, they threw 4 or 5 guys up top. We have to think quickly, and we've got some inexperienced guys in midfield there. We dropped Best back into a 5. So lots of things are happening with just instant information without them, being able to prep in a proper way. So, we had Bess and Pete Antonio in midfield late tonight. very rarely played midfield. But we needed energy, we needed some legs, we needed some bit of fighting there, because the boys in midfield up to that stage had been run off their feet. So full credit to them for just coming in, sticking to a game plan and fighting their way through it.
Question, I guess, for Patrick. How important is this stringing together these series of wins, I guess, for the belief of the squad? Because as you mentioned, it's a young squad, and then you look at Australia's record in the ACL over the past few years, and it's not been great. How important is it to get the first win, second win, third win on the bounce to maybe help the players think, all right, we can do this, we can do some damage in this competition? Or has that sense of belief always been there?
Is that for me or for Patrick? Look, it's always important winning, and that obviously gives them momentum. We set a target of 7 points at the beginning of the pre-season. We have 9 now, so that's fantastic. But that doesn't mean we stop. That doesn't mean I will put the handbrake up now. We have to take every game on its own merits. It's fantastic for the players, fantastic for the club, fantastic for Australian football. Let's be honest, you have a look at the budget that this team has, the value of the players, the experience that they have. I think probably the youngest one who didn't come is 24 years of age. So that tells you that sometimes football levels out in certain ways, because yes, maybe they have a lot more quality than us today, but we found a way to fight through that, and we got goals at really important moments. So I think it's great for football Australia.
Can I just ask, were you one of the boys in the Socceroos camp that caught the virus? Have you been affected from that? Or?
No, Kai and I were actually okay. Kai and I were two of the better ones out of the whole group that didn't cop the virus, but it definitely went around. But we managed to be the better ones out of the rest of them. Yeah.